Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second Movie Warzone 2021 Summer Series Tournament play-in. We have got a great match for you today with Mr. Sean Wasserkrug, Mr. Nazario Montenegro, Mr. Jim Green, Mr. Garth McMurray, and Mr. Ethan Hubbard. We got 5 people. We got a lot of match to get through, so we're not going to do any promos. We're just going to jump right into the match. Round number 1 is going to work like this. You're going to get 8 questions in 8 different categories from the realm of general movies. If you get it right, you will get a point. If you get it wrong, you will not get a point. No losing of points. If you manage to get all 8 questions correct, you will get a bonus question also with 1 point. You'll have about 15 seconds to write your answer down on your whiteboard and then speak your answer aloud. You have 3 repeats and a challenge to use throughout the match. Any questions before we get going?
Why are we using this horrible frame thing?
Because Cody told me to. All right, with that being said, your first question today comes in the category of recent releases. What film is about a girl who swaps bodies with a serial killer? I quite enjoyed this movie. I think this is actually, to date, the last film I saw in the theater as of recording this, because theaters have been closed since month this film was released. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Sean.
Freaky.
And Garth.
May have happened on Friday, but it's freaky.
And Nazario.
Freaky as shit.
And Jim. Jim, could you say the word freaky for me, please? Thank you.
I whispered it in a freaky way.
And Ethan.
Freaky.
Everyone is correct as we get into question number 2. Eraserhead was the directorial debut of what director? And this is in the category of directors. I love self-banter. It flows super well, it's super easy, and it never, ever gets awkward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Garth.
David Lynch.
And Nazario.
David Lynch.
I put PTA.
And Jim. And Ethan.
I started with Darren Aronofsky, but ended with David Lynch.
And Sean.
I wrote David Fincher. So mad.
David Lynch is correct. So Ethan, Garth, and Nazario are getting that up to 2. As we get into your third question in the category of sports. Name both of the films in which you will find the character Fast Eddie Felson. And we'll give you a little bit of extra time for this since you have to name 2 films. Everyone knows I love the sports movies, the touchdowns and the ice hockeys and the volleyballs and the bending it like Mr. Beckham. Just the best genre. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Nazario.
The Hustler and the Color of Money.
And Jim.
No.
And Sean.
I did not have it.
And Ethan.
That's completely off. It said Longest Yard and Waterboy.
And Garth.
The Color of Money and The Hustler.
Color of Money and The Hustler are correct. As we get into question number 4, the category of Oscars. Name 2 of the 3 Oscars Boogie Nights was nominated for.
All I heard was Boogie Nights nominated for.
Yeah, I will give you a repeat. Name 2 of the 3 Oscars Boogie Nights was nominated for. Boogie Nights, a movie about content that I don't think we necessarily disavow it here at Multiplex, but we definitely won't promote it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Jim, I think, on this question.
I want original screenplay and director.
And Ethan.
I went best OG screenplay and best editing.
And Sean.
I also went director and original screenplay.
And Garth.
Supporting actor and score.
And Nazario.
Supporting actor and editing.
All y'all dancing around it. I think everyone got one of them. The answers you could have had were best supporting actor, best supporting actress, or best original screenplay.
Oh, God damn it.
This was the
Yes.
actress one.
So
No
with that,
editing.
there are
It's an hour
no.
movie, though.
With that, there are no perfect rounds as we get into question number 5 in the category of sci-fi fantasy. What is the profession of Jack Black's character in 2005's King Kong? There's another movie featuring Mr. Kong that just came out, in which he fights the large lizard. I personally cheer for the monkey. Despite the fact that the lizard can breathe plasma and Kong is just a large ape. 5,
Is Big Monkey.
4, 3 is Big Monkey. 2, 1, pens down. We start with Ethan
Photographer?
and Sean
He's a director.
and Garth
Yeah, same as in the original movie director.
and Nazario
Wasn't he the producer?
and Jim.
I put the vague enough makes movies.
I believe we specifically needed film director because there are a lot of people in there, like the camera crew and stuff. He is the director, not the producer, unfortunately.
Are you sure he
So-
produced that movie?
Well, yeah, it's the same role as in the first movie, the original.
Yeah, he is. Director is what we have. If you would like to challenge, you can. Otherwise, we will.
Same character name and everything.
Nah.
All right, so we will get into your next question. In scores and soundtracks, who composed the score for Titanic? That 3-hour and 15-minute long movie that I refuse to watch because I know everything that happens in the movie. Everyone knows the plot of the film. I don't need to watch it. I'm not going to waste my time.
No spoilers.
I already know how it ends. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Sean
Howard Shore.
and Garth
I threw out Hans Zimmer.
and Nazario
Oh, sure.
and
John
Jim
Williams scores movies.
and Ethan.
I went with the other guy that does boat movies, Blake Williams.
All incorrect. We were looking for James Horner. James Horner. So we go to question number 7 in the category of war. How does Drill Sergeant Hartman die in Full Metal Jacket? And we will accept a general answer. We don't need you to say like, oh, he fell off the Brooklyn Bridge into the mouth of a shark.
Too late.
5. If that's how he died in Full Metal Jacket, that'd be insane. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Garth
Was it, he died in a napalm explosion?
and Nazario
Gets shot?
and Jim
Is he the one that Private Pile shoots? Private Pile shoots?
and Ethan
Private Pile shoots him when he's in the loo bathroom. Whatever.
and Sean.
I was gonna go shoot, and I went blows up like a mine or something.
He does get shot specifically by Private Pile while in the bathroom, so we can accept Nazario, Jim, and Ethan's answers as we get into your final question, which comes in the category of actors and actresses. Who appears in The 10 Commandments, The Magnificent Seven, and The King and I? One of these is a musical, so that's my... is it my favorite? One of these is musical, and one of these is biblical. Ooh, conflicting interests.
What
All
are your
three
thoughts
great.
on the King and I? Like the
It's
Anna the King, I think is the name of it. Go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Nazario on this one. I think we're gonna say Nazario.
Yul Brynner.
And Jim
No, I did not get it.
and Ethan
Yul Brynner.
and Sean
I don't have Yul Brynner, so
and Garth.
Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner is correct. So at the end of round 1, we have a score of Nazario and Garth tied in the lead with 5, Ethan close behind with 4, and Jim and Sean both with 2. So that will bring us into round number 2, which is the wheel round. We're going to bring up our wheel from wheeldecide.com, which has 8 different categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. The player in the lead will have the choice to spin first or defer. People are allowed to keep deferring down the line as far as they want, unless they're the last person, in which case they must spin because they won't have the option to. Whatever category you spin, you will get 5 questions from, worth 2 points apiece. If you get it right, you get 2 points. If you get it wrong, your opponents will have a chance to steal. You can go to multiple choice for 1 point. For steals, because there are 4 people that are going to be stealing, please write your answer down on your whiteboard. And please try and write while the other person is answering. Don't just wait to start writing until they get it wrong, because we would like to keep this quick, and you may not have a ton of time to write it down. So your wheel will be brought in. Sorry, Ethan, do you have a question?
I was like, so if it's ours, though, and we're the one answering, we don't need to write it in this one, right?
You do not need to write it down if it's your turn to answer the questions. You can say it out loud. If you're stealing, then write it down.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Great question. So we will bring in the wheel today, and the categories on your wheel are mystery thriller, war, drama, Oscars, directors, 70s, 2010s, and westerns, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Also, if you spin spinner's choice, you can choose what you want. If you spin opponent's choice, all 4 of your opponents will be able to confer to decide what to give you. If they cannot make a decision within 1 minute, you will automatically get to re-spin the wheel. Nazario, you and Garth are tied, but you are higher ranked, so would you like to spin first or defer?
Did you like Anna and the King?
I don't know.
Defer.
All right, Garth, would you like to spin or defer?
I'll defer as well.
Ethan, would you like to spin or defer?
Let's spin it.
All right, we've got a brave soul stepping up to spin the wheel, and his bravery will be rewarded by spinning opponent's choice. So everyone else, I will give you the categories again, and you'll have 1 minute to make a decision. Mystery thriller, war, drama, Oscars, directors, 70s, 2010s, and westerns. So you have 1 minute to discuss and come to an agreement.
Whoever knows him best, what's his weakness?
I don't know it best, but
Ethan's relatively new, so
I don't want Oscars, so Oscars would be my nomination.
Oscars or westerns are the ones usually people mess up on.
I was leaning towards westerns as well because that's one that a lot of people are.
I'm okay with westerns as well.
All right, westerns.
Nazario, are you okay with that?
Sure.
Cool. Let's give them westerns.
All right, westerns has been decided. We managed to reach an agreement. Oh, happy day. So, Ethan, I will be giving you your questions in the category of westerns. You still have all 3 repeats if you need them, and you can go to multiple choice. Your first question. What singer plays Dude in Rio Bravo?
Think I know it, but let's go to multiple choice just so I.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Dean Martin, B, Bing Crosby, C, Frank Sinatra, or D, Bobby Darin.
A. Dean Martin.
That is correct for 1 point. Your second question in westerns. What family member of John Wayne's character is kidnapped in The Searchers? And we're just looking for the relation to him.
It's his niece.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. What western features performances by Olivia Wilde, Paul Dano, and Daniel Craig?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Hidalgo, B, The Alamo, C, the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, or D, Cowboys and Aliens?
Cowboys and Aliens.
That is correct. And yep, it counts as a Western. You better believe it.
I was. Oh.
Your next question. Who directed Ethan Hawke and Matthew McConaughey in 1998's The Newton Boys?
We're going to go MC. Multiple choice on this one as well.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Ron Howard, B, Richard Linklater, C, Gus Van Sant, or D, Peter Weir.
It's McConaughey and Hawk, so I'm going to have to go with Richard Linklater.
And you would be correct. And your final question in Westerns. What president assigns James and Artemis to work together in Wild Wild West?
Repeat, please.
All right, that is your first repeat. What president assigns James and Artemis to work together in Wild Wild West?
I'm going to go multiple choice. I think I know it, but just got to be safe.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Abraham Lincoln, B, Andrew Johnson, C, Ulysses S. Grant, or D, James Garfield.
Let's go with Grant.
And that is correct for 1 point.
I was named after his character in The Searchers, by the way.
Ulysses S. Grant?
No, John Wayne's character. His character's name's Ethan Edwards, and I was named after him.
Wow. So at the end of Ethan's turn, he gets himself up to 10 points, letting up no steals, even on opponent's choice. So we will go back to the wheel. Nazario, would you like to spin or would you like to defer again?
Go with somebody else.
All right. Then we go to Garth. Would you like to spin now or defer?
I'll defer one more time.
Okay. And so we go to Sean. Would you like to spin or defer?
Let's do it.
All right. Sean will spin. And he lands on 70s movies. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Let's go again.
All right, spinning again, and he will land on
The answer was Godfather.
war films. War films.
What is it good for?
War never changes.
So, Sean, I will be giving you your questions in war because I'm the only person here to give you questions. So, as soon as I can find
I'll
those
do it,
in the
Ken.
document.
Just send me the document.
No, thank you. No, thank you. We're good. So, Sean, your first question in the category of war. What military ranking does Jeremy Renner's character have in The Hurt Locker?
Sergeant.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question in war. Who directed The Thin Red Line?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Oliver Stone, B, Terrence Malick, C, John Frankenheimer, or D, Robert Redford.
Oliver Stone.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Is it A, Oliver Stone, B, Terrence Malick, C, John Frankenheimer, or D, Robert Redford? And we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Garth
Terrence Malick.
and Nazario
Terrence Malick.
and Jim
I just put B for Terrence Malik.
and Ethan.
Is B Terrence Malick?
B is Terrence Malick, so everyone successfully stealing 1 point. As we get into Sean's third question. In what international city is Jamie living at the beginning of Empire of the Sun?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Seoul, B, Busan, C, Shanghai, or D, Hanoi.
C.
C, Shanghai is correct for 1 point.
Cam's Canadian, so he was like, no, the answer was New York. New York, it's international.
Your fourth question in war. What classic war film features characters such as Colonel Nicholson, Colonel Saito, and Commander Shears? Five.
Multiple choice.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a second. Your multiple choice options are A, The Bridge on the River Kwai, B, Paths of Glory, C, Barry Lyndon, or D, The Sand Pebbles.
A.
A is correct for 1 point.
We'll just move on to that.
And your final question in war. Who plays Benjamin's son Gabriel in The Patriot?
Heath Ledger.
That is correct for 2 points. So at the end of his turn, Sean gets himself up to 8. Everyone getting 1 point in steals, bringing themselves up to point values of various numbers. We bring the wheel back up once again. Nazario, it goes back to you. Would you like to spin or defer?
Where?
Defer. All right. Garth, would you like to spin now or defer to Jim?
I will defer to Jim.
All right, Jim, you do not have a choice. You must spin now. So here is your spin. And it lands on drama. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Can you scroll down so I can see what's left?
Yeah, the rest of the categories remaining are mystery thriller, drama, Oscars, directors, 70s, and 2010s.
Fuck it. I'll spin again.
All right, spinning again. Whatever he lands on, he is stuck with, and he's going to get the category of 2010s movies.
Oh, thank God. That's what I wanted.
I had a feeling. Your first question in the category of 2010s. In Trainwreck, who plays Steven, Amy's boyfriend who breaks up with her after he finds out she's been cheating on him?
Ooh. I did not see this one, but I feel like it's an SNL person like Bill Hader, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to go multiple choice.
5. All right, your multiple choice options are A, Chris Hemsworth, B, Kumail Nanjiani, C, Chris Pine, or D, John Cena.
Oh. I'm going to say John Cena.
And that would be correct for 1 point.
I couldn't remember if he was in the or not. God damn it. Okay.
Your second question in 2010s. The film Gifted is about a 7-year-old who is extremely mentally gifted in what subject?
Oh. Jesus. Is this that one where Chris Evans is just like being all hunky out in the middle of fields? Let's go with multiple choice.
5. 4. All right, your options are A, science, B, math, C, English, or D, music.
I'm going to go with the classic this person is a genius answer in math.
And you would be correct for 1 point. Your third question in 2010s. In the film You Were Never Really Here, Joe is offered a large sum of money to rescue a daughter of a man with what profession?
So the father of the daughter's profession. Okay.
Yes.
Now I haven't seen this movie, so I was a little bit stalling. So before I go to multiple choice, so I'm going to say multiple choice.
All right. Your multiple choice options are A, senator, B, lawyer, C, doctor, or D, cop. I'm going to say he is a 5, 4,
Senator.
3. And that would be correct for 1 point. Your fourth question in 2010s. In This Is Where I Leave You, who plays Hillary, the widowed mother of the Altman children?
Ooh. I don't even know what this movie is. The widowed mother. Ooh. Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A. Helen Mirren, B. Shirley MacLaine, C. Jane Fonda, or D. Sally Field.
Helen Mirren.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Is it A. Helen Mirren, B. Shirley MacLaine, C. Jane Fonda, or D. Sally Field? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Sean
C. Jane Fonda.
and Garth
With Sally Field.
and Nazario
Jane Fonda.
Nerd.
and Ethan.
D. Sally Field.
C. Jane Fonda is correct. So Nazario and Sean both getting a 1 point steal. As we get into Jim's last question in 2010s. In the 2017 reboot of Power Rangers, what color armor does R.J. Seiler's character Billy wear?
Okay. So let's see. This is an easy question. That's why Sean's got that weird look on his face, I think.
No, it's because he broke up. I couldn't hear it all.
It's all blue.
That is correct for 2 points. So Jim gets himself up to 8. A couple of steals are let up and achieved by other people. So we go back to the wheel once more. Nazario, would you like to spin, or are you going to make Garth do it?
You go, Garth!
All right, let's do
Garth, here's your first spin. And it lands narrowly on opponent's choice. So everyone
All right, guys,
will have 1 minute to decide.
Yeah,
The remaining
what's
categories
left,
you
and
can
then
give
we'll
him
decide.
are you can give him mystery thriller, drama, Oscars, directors, or 70s.
Okay. What do you
I
guys
say
It seems like Nazario doesn't want Oscars though.
no,
No,
I don't.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Give him Oscars.
Oscars is just that.
Oscars is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so deep.
It's so.
Oh.
That's what she said. But yeah, that it's a very I'm good with Oscars.
Oscars is good.
All right. It would appear that the group has agreed on Oscars. So, Garth, I will be giving you your questions in the category of Oscars once I can find them. There they are. Your first question. The film Network won how many acting Oscars?
Oh, that was a good one. All right. I hate going to multiple choice on ones like these because it's all going to be just the numbers. So I'll just take a shot with 4.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for a 2 point steal.
Let's see which of us is going to
Like
be one
everyone
off.
said. 5, 4,
So our
3,
sandwich is coming up.
2, 1. Sean
2.
and Nazario
2.
and Jim
There's only 4 categories, right? So 3 even sounds like a lot. So I went 2.
and Ethan.
2.
Man, 3 may sound like a lot, but it's the correct answer. Everyone just hiding right around.
I was very scared. They all said 2.
was
2 was right.
3.
It would have been
It was hard not to hold in when someone said there's going to be a lot of sandwiches and just continue.
multiple. It would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. So come on.
You are correct. Your second question in Oscars. Which Best Picture winner was produced by Michael Douglas?
I'll go multiple.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, The Sting, B, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, C, The Deer Hunter, or D, Kramer versus Kramer.
It popped into my head, so I'll go Kramer versus Kramer.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Is it A, The Sting, B, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, C, The Deer Hunter, or D, Kramer versus Kramer? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Jim. We will start with Sean.
C.
And Nazario.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And Jim.
I forgot what letter that was, so I was running out. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And Ethan.
C. Deer Hunter.
B, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is correct. The only Oscar Michael Douglas has ever won, I believe. Your third question. Who is the only performer to win an Oscar for a film based off of Stephen King's work?
Jesus.
Oh, there's. Just in case, I'm going to go multiple because I'm not 100%.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Sissy Spacek, B, Christopher Walken, C, Tim Robbins, or D, Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates.
That is correct for 1 point for the film Misery. Your fourth question. Who won Best Actor for films released in 1986?
I'll go multiple.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Michael Caine, B, Paul Newman, C, Dustin Hoffman, or D, Denzel Washington.
Dustin Hoffman.
That is unfortunately incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Is it A, Michael Caine, B, Paul Newman, C, Dustin Hoffman, or D, Denzel Washington?
Jesus.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Sean.
B.
And Nazario.
Michael Caine.
And Jim.
No, that's my cocaine.
And Ethan.
No, sir, that's Michael Caine.
No, sir, it's Paul Newman. It is B for his portrayal of the character Fast Eddie Felson in The Color of Money.
Wait,
I did not realize that until I was reading.
Best Actor or
By
Best
that point, it
Supporting?
was too late. Best Actor.
Well, what?
Really?
During that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And your final question in Oscars, Garth. How many times has Aaron Sorkin been nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay?
ooh. I know it's going to be numbers, but so they don't steal two. I'll go multiple.
All right, your multiple choice options are A3, B4, C5, or D6.
I'll go 5.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Is it A3, B4, C5, or D6? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Sean.
3.
Sorry, what was your answer, Sean? You broke up for a second.
3.
Okay,
3.
thank you. I trust you. You're the first one to go, so we're okay. Nazario.
That's a 4.
And Jim. And Ethan.
3.
3 is correct for The Social Network, Moneyball, and Molly's Game. So at the end of Garth's turn, he gets himself.
Is he nominated this year?
He was nominated for original screenplay this year for Trial of the Chicago 7.
That's original shit.
That is original. So at the end of Garth's turn, he gets himself up to 7. People get themselves up to other varying point values. And Nazario, you cannot run nor hide from the wheel now. Your first spin is in.
Man's choice.
And it lands narrowly on Spinner's choice. So Nazario, you can choose between mystery thriller, drama, directors, or 70s.
Let's try directors.
All right, Nazario taking directors. I'll be giving you your questions. Your first question. Who directed All the President's Men?
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Otto Preminger, B, Warren Beatty, C, John Frankenheimer, or D, Alan J. Pakula?
Alan J. Pakula.
That is correct for 1 point. Your second question in directors. Gina Prince Bythewood made her directorial debut with what sports film?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Love and Basketball, B, Tin Cup, C, The Greatest Game Ever Played, or D, O?
Love and Basketball.
That is correct for 1 point. Your third question in directors. Who directed the films Only Lovers Left Alive and Patterson?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Jim Jarmusch, B, Yorgos Lanthimos, C, Gaspar Noé, or D, Robert Eggers?
Jim Jarmusch.
That is correct for 1 point. Only Lovers Left Alive and Patterson, both great movies. Your fourth question. In how many films has David Fincher directed Brad Pitt? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that is Nazario's first repeat. In how many films has David Fincher directed Brad Pitt?
Three.
That is correct for 2 points. The films being 7, Fight Club, and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And your final question. Who directed Monty Python's Life of Brian?
Terry Gilliam.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for a 2-point steal. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Sean.
Couldn't remember any of the others, so I just wrote John Cleese.
And Garth.
I think I got the first name wrong. Graham. John Graham.
And Jim.
I couldn't remember any of the others, so I wrote John Cleese.
And Ethan.
R.I.P. Graham Chapman.
Graham Chapman. That was
All unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for the other Terry Jones.
Roast off.
Terry Jones is the correct answer. So at the end of that incredibly long round number 2, the scores look like this. Nazario was in the lead with 13, followed close behind by Ethan with 12, followed close behind by Sean with 11, followed by Jim with 9, and Garth with 7. So we're going to get into round number 3. Round number 3 is our pick your poison round. Our competitors are going to have the chance to choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point questions. They cannot choose the same thing as someone at another point value. We will start with the player who is behind, ask them a bunch of questions, and so on and so forth. You all know the drill. The categories they can choose from today are mystery thriller, biopics, comic book movies, sports, sci-fi fantasy, Audrey Hepburn, scores and soundtracks, 1980s, romance, and comedy. So we will allow our competitors to pick, and we will be right back. And we are back. Our competitors have had the chance to choose what they want for their 1, their 2, their 3, and their 4-point questions. Nazario has chosen his 1 in comedy, his 2 in 80s, his 3 in comic book movies, and his 4 in sports. Ethan has chosen his 1 in 80s, his 2 in comic book movies, his 3 in sci-fi fantasy, and his 4 in comedy. Sean has chosen his 1 in sci-fi fantasy, his 2 in comedy, his 3 in sports, and his 4 in comic book movies. Jim has chosen his 1 in comic book movies, his 2 in sports, his 3 in comedy, and his 4 in sci-fi fantasy. And Garth has chosen his 1 in Audrey Hepburn, his 2 in sci-fi fantasy, his 3 in mystery thriller, and his 4 in 80s. We are going to start with the player who is behind, which is Garth, and we will ask him questions until he has caught up or been mathematically eliminated. Garth, Sean, and Jim, you still have all 3 repeats. Nazario and Ethan, you each have 2. So we start with Garth for your 1-point question in the category of Audrey Hepburn movies. And your question: what kind of pet does Holly have in Breakfast at Tiffany's?
A cat.
That is correct for 1 point. Specifically, a cat named Cat. Your 2-point question will come in the category of sci-fi fantasy. If you hit this, you will pass Jim, and Jim will have to answer some questions. Your 2-pointer: what 1999 sci-fi film features the characters Cypher, Tank, Mouse, and the Oracle?
The Matrix.
That is correct for 2 points. And with that, we now go to Jim to answer his 1-point question in the category of comic book movies. There's so many categories. Your question in comic book movies: who played Cyclops in the first 3 X-Men films?
He has a really great first name, and he prefers to go by like Jimmy. You know, it's James Marsden.
That is correct for 1 point.
Good old
We will
Jim
stick
Marsden.
with Jim because he and Garth are now tied, but Jim has more questions, so we go to Jim for his 2-pointer in sports movies. In which 1990 sports film will you find characters named Cole Trickle, Rowdy Burns, and Dr. Claire Lewicki?
Oh God, that I completely blanked on it. Shit, is this the name of the movie? It's the fucking Tom Cruise for NASCAR one. Days of Thunder.
That is correct
Okay.
for 2 points.
I was like, that doesn't sound right.
The
but I
Tom
think it's
Cruise
right.
NASCAR one. So with that, we go back to Garth for his 3-point question in mystery thriller. Garth, your 3-point question. In North by Northwest, Roger Thornhill is chased down at a bus stop by someone driving what?
Oh, the bus stop. I'm just gonna. You said driving, so I'll go with a big rig truck.
2, 1. That is unfortunately incorrect. We're looking for a plane, specifically a crop
Oh, you
duster.
said driving though.
Would you like to challenge?
I would like to challenge because I was picturing the scene with him running in the field and the plane coming at him, but you said driving.
All right, so we will take a moment for the challenge, and we will be right back. And we are back. We have determined that Garth is absolutely correct. The plane is flying, so saying driving is very misleading. So we will be giving Garth a new 3-pointer in the category of mystery thriller. And your new 3-pointer, Garth. What film is about a surveillance expert who is hired to spy on a young couple, but becomes worried they may be in danger of being killed?
the conversation.
That is correct for 3 points. And with that, Garth is now tied for the lead with Nazario at 13 points. And we go to Sean for Sean's first question in the category of sci-fi fantasy. Your question, Sean. In Star Wars A New Hope, who kills Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Darth Vader.
That is correct for 1 point.
I was like listening for a trick question.
I know we're taking a while. And I'm like, what?
We go now, I believe, to Ethan for his first question, his 1 point question in the category of 80s movies. Doing so much hopping around. Your question, Ethan. What is the profession of Robin Williams' character in Dead Poet Society?
Can I ask? Do you need the specific thing? He's a professor. He's a teacher.
General.
Okay, he's a
teacher is what
he's
we're
a
looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Teacher. I think specifically English teacher. We just needed teacher of some form. So we go now to Sean. I think again for his 2 point question in comedies. This is where it gets confusing because everyone in the game right now is at either 13 or 12 points. So, Sean, your 2 point question in comedy is: what 1991 comedy features a cast that includes Julie Haggerty, Bill Murray, and Richard Dreyfuss?
What about Bob?
That is correct for 2 points.
I would have not got that. Thanks, Sean.
So we go back to Jim now for his 3 point question. For his 3 in comedy, I think. I think that's what we're doing. Yeah. Jim, 3 comedy. Yep. Okay. Jim, your 3 point question in comedy. Jay wishes for what band to reunite in This Is the End?
Oh. I mean, they're at the end of the movie, so I'm just going to say the Backstreet Boys.
And that would be correct for 3 points.
All right.
So now we go to Nazario for his 1 point question.
What?
This is the way the game works. We go to Nazario for his 1 point question in the category of comedy. Your question, Nazario. What 1994 comedy is about a limo driver and his friend who attempt to return a briefcase to a woman who left it behind?
Dumb and Dumber.
That would be correct for 1 point. So now we go back to Ethan for his 2-pointer in comic book movies. This is the most convoluted match that will ever be made. Ethan, your 2-pointer in comic book movies. Who directed A History of Violence? And Ethan, if we can just get both hands up on screen, please. Five, 4, 3.
Repeat, please.
All right, that is Ethan's second repeat. You have 1 left. Who directed A History of Violence?
F. Gary Gray.
That is incorrect. We were looking for David Cronenberg. David Cronenberg is the answer. We stick with Ethan then for his 3-point question in sci-fi fantasy. And your question, Ethan. In The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, what dessert does the White Witch offer Edmund when they first meet?
Cream puffs.
Oh,
that is incorrect. We're looking for Turkish Delight. I've never.
We started it. You said in the Chronicles of, and I was like, it's a Riddick question, and then it went Narnia, and I was like, I'm out.
The answer was Turkish Delight. So we go now
That's
back
like
to
Simo.
Garth. We go to Garth for his 4-point question in the category of 80s. What 80s film is about two New York cops who are ordered to escort a member of the Yakuza back to Japan and must fight the Japanese mafia to get him back when he escapes?
Oh crap. Black Rain.
That is correct for 4 points.
That movie sounds
God
Garth
damn.
now takes the lead with, I believe,
It's a good movie.
17
Michael
points.
Good shit.
So we go to Ethan now for his 4-point question. Ethan, if you hit this, you will be tied in the lead with Garth. If you miss, unfortunately, you will be eliminated. Your 4-point question in the category of comedy films. What actor has played the comedy characters Harlan Pepper, Corky St. Clair, and Nigel Tufnell? Five, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat, please.
1. That is your final repeat. Your question in comedies. What actor has played the comedy characters Harlan Pepper, Corky St. Clair, and Nigel Tufnell? Five,
I got nothing.
4,
Good playing with you, chaps.
3, 2. Unfortunately, we were looking for Christopher Guest. Christopher Guest is the answer in the films Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman, and This Is Spinal Tap. So with that, unfortunately, Ethan has been eliminated. Ethan, I am going to have to take you off screen now. Thank you for playing.
No
You
problem.
did a great job. Thank you for playing. We will send you backstage. All right, and we now go to, I believe, Nazario for his 2-point question in the category of 80s. And your question in 80s. Who plays rising star news anchor Tom Grunick in broadcast news?
William Hurt.
That is correct for 2 points. And so we go to Sean for his 3-point question in sports. Sean, if you hit this, you will tie Garth in the lead. Your 3-point question in the category of sports. Who plays Mrs. Smalls, the mother of Scott Smalls in The Sandlot?
Oh. I can see her face. Oh, man.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
I'm not going to get it.
We were looking for Karen Allen. Karen Allen.
Oh, that is Karen Allen.
It is. I know it's weird to know that that's Karen Allen. So we will stick with Sean for his 4-point question. In the category of comic book movies, you must, if you hit this, you will take the lead and eliminate Garth. If not, you will be eliminated. Your 4-point question in comic book movies. Which historical figure serves as the final villain? I'll repeat the question. Which historical figure serves as the villain for 2004's Hellboy? And we need first and last name.
I feel like I'm going to leave like a little part of it out.
5, 4.
Go ahead with the repeat.
All right, that is Sean's first repeat. Which historical figure serves as the villain for 2004's Hellboy?
Is it Baron Rasputin?
That is incorrect. We are looking for Gregory Rasputin. Gregory Rasputin, unfortunately. So close. You knew who it was, but just couldn't pull the first name. So unfortunately, with that, Sean, you have been eliminated. Thank you for playing. We're going to send you to the back. And we will now go to Jim Green for his 4-point question in the category of sci-fi fantasy. If you hit this, you will take the lead and eliminate Garth. If not, you will be eliminated. Your question. In which sci-fi film will you find the singer Diva Plava Laguna?
Oof. How many repeats do I have?
You still have all 3 if you want them.
Sweet.
If you really want to torture me. 5, 4.
I'm going to repeat.
3, 2. All right. That is your first repeat. In which sci-fi film will you find the singer Diva Plava Laguna?
I mean, I've already proved that I am the superior Carl Kolakowski teammate here, so I'm already a winner in my heart and the hearts of millions.
5, 4.
I'm gonna repeat again. Blade Runner 2049.
I swear to God, you're next. You're next. In which sci-fi film will you find the singer Diva Plava Laguna?
She has to be part of the pond somewhere, I guess. I don't know.
Garth and Nazario both holding their boards like they know it.
That's the only guess I have. I'm going to say Blade Runner 2049.
That is incorrect. We're looking for the fifth element. The fifth element. So with that, Jim Green has been eliminated, achieving his goal, as he said, of proving he's the superior teammate of one Carl Kolakowski. So here's the situation we are in. Garth is at 17. Nazario is at 16. If Nazario hits either of his 3 or his 4-point question, Nazario will win. Otherwise, Garth will win with the comeback of the century. So Nazario, your 3-point question in comic book movies.
Okay.
Your question. The final Infinity Stone that we see shows up for the first time in what MCU film?
In what is the final one? In what movie does it show up for the first time?
You would have to use a repeat for me to clarify that. 5.
Avengers: Infinity War.
And your winner, with a final score of bigger number to 4 smaller numbers, Nazario, Mr. VHS Montenegro. We will send Garth backstage for a minute. That was an insane match, very close all throughout. Moments where basically all 5 players had the exact same score. Nazario, we're going to quickly talk to you as our winner. How are you feeling after that match?
Dude, that was rough. I honestly think I was thinking down by 1, and I don't have a great history of getting the 3s and the 4s. Those are like my fucking nightmare. And since I was 1 point down, I was like, damn, I should have challenged that Carl Denham question because he totally produced King Kong. But I'm mostly relieved, man. I'm just glad I'm gonna get another shot at this. Everybody played great today. Shit, man. Garth was like killing it. That man got scary for a second there. So yeah, relief mostly.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see you in the tournament. I don't know what seed you will be.
Last, and I will be out right away.
I mean, last year you were a low seed and you ended up upsetting Dominic Rizzi in the first round. You never know what can happen.
Was that an upset? Really?
According to the seeding, yes. But with that, we will send Nazario backstage. And on behalf of everyone here at Multiplex, on behalf of Nazario, Jim, Sean, Ethan, and Garth, thank all of you guys for watching this play-in match. Please make sure to tune into the Warzone tournament this summer. Thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Goodbye.